All right, for an update on this story, we're going to speak via telephone to KwaZulu-Natal Education MEC, Kwazi Mshengu. A very good afternoon to you, Mr. Mshengu, and thank you so very much for joining us here on SABC News.
Good afternoon and good afternoon to your viewers.
We know you've been very close to this case since it occurred this morning. 3 teachers are believed to have been injured in this shooting. Can you talk to us, please, and give us details about, the condition that they're in at the moment? We do know that you have been in touch with the family. Can you give us an update about those 3 teachers?
This morning, we got a call at about 7 o'clock that a taxi that is used by educators of Masjabule High and the surrounding primary schools came under gunfire when teachers were going to the school. And when I got to the scene, the police were there, and their main suspicion is that the incident is related to the tension around the taxi industry in the area. And from what they could read from the incident, the shooting, is that the main target was the driver, who unfortunately was declared dead at the scene. And of the 3 teachers who also sustained gun wounds, the one was sitting next to the driver in the passenger seat at the front, and the 2 were sitting at the back, just behind the driver. So the police are saying their main suspicion is that this is related to the taxi tension around the area. So far, we have been advised that the 3 educators in the hospital are out of danger. Obviously, they continue to receive treatment, and we have deployed psychologists to attend to those who were in the taxi, as well as they will be visiting the school tomorrow to ensure that the learners and other educators also do get counseling.
Now, what will happen in the province? Will teaching and learning continue? I mean, if already the police are saying, and as many of us already are saying, that this might be some sort of warning coming from the taxi industry, that government shouldn't make other means of transport available to essential workers like teachers. I mean, are you going to heed this sort of warning? What will you do going forward? I mean, it's an unattainable situation where, you find yourself having to, of course, guarantee the safety of teachers, but at the same time, we can't have them traveling to schools where they might indeed be at danger of these hitmen, if one can perhaps put it that way. So as you think, and I suppose, you've only had a bit of time to kind of sit down and contemplate what's just happened, what do you think then would be the next move?
Well, we will continue to rely on the work of the police. I've had a discussion with the MEC for Community Safety in the province to indicate that this incident is sending fears across the province, because there are a number of educators who are using taxis to go to and from the schools, and across the province who are now getting frantic calls to say, I will still save what is going to happen. I can attest to say that teaching and learning will continue. What we will not be able also to do is to provide alternative means as a department, because already we are struggling with learner transport, as it were. So it will be impossible for us to organize any form of transport for the teachers. What we can only hope for is that the police will be swiftly apprehend the perpetrator and bring this matter really under control, not only in the area of Wartburg, but across the province, because these incidences of taxi violence has been witnessed across the province, but it's for the first time that we see it affecting education, when the teachers who were in the taxi also get to be injured through what they actually have no clue around. Now, we will continue to work with the Department of Community Safety to try and calm the fears of the other learners, the other teachers, and hope that whoever has information will be able to give that information to the law enforcement agencies, because if arrests are not made and a strong communication is sent to whoever is still contemplating of such heinous act, will not be able to win this battle as government.
Yeah, and just to get some understanding, of course, about just to shift focus a little bit here in terms of your back to school efforts. I mean, of course, we did show that briefing by yourself and the Premier, Sihle Zikalala, and of course all the plans that you had with regards to back to school efforts during this pandemic. How is that going in the province? I mean, in Gauteng, we're seeing a lot of schools were having to be closed and then having to open and then being closed again due to staff or perhaps students testing positive. How are things looking in your province, in KZN?
Well, we continue to manage challenges every day. One of our biggest problems in KZN is around the issue of water, particularly in Umkhanyakude, Zulu and Uku districts. We are battling around those areas with regard to the provision of water to schools in a manner in which we desire as a province. The municipalities are struggling to meet our demand, but we have engaged national to complement our capacity, and we're expecting about 110 water tankers from Rainwater, which will be then complementing the capacity of the municipalities. With regard to the infections, as at yesterday, there were about 94 cases of infections, positive infections that have been reported across the province. And what is also obvious is that these infections have not been happening within the school premises. It's infections that have happened outside. And we believe that the measures that we have put in place in all our schools have been able to arrest the spread of infections, because the teachers and the learners who have tested positive have been in more than one occasion been in schools and interacted with different teachers and learners. But all those that have tested have reported negative results, which proves that if we continue to wear gloves, wash our hands, keep social distancing, and keep the environment clean, we can be able to arrest the spread of this infection, particularly within the school premises. But we also do want to request both the teachers and learners to continue exercising caution even when they are not within the school premises.
All right. Mr. Mshengu, it's been a pleasure having you with us under those circumstances, unfortunate circumstances. Thank you very much for giving us your time and, of course, giving us your update there regarding the situation. And, of course, no doubt we will continue to touch base with you with how those teachers are doing. Thank you, sir. Right,
thank you so much, Flo.
That's the MEC for Education in KZN giving us an update on those 3 teachers who were injured on their way to Masjabule High School in KZN when gunmen opened fire, with the driver dying on the scene. And of course, police saying that this could be linked to the current tension with the taxi associations. Of course, we know that's been happening as well in Gauteng, but more severe than in KZN, as we see. That happened on the R102 in KZN. We'll indeed keep you updated then on this story.